Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Speak Your Truth podcast. I am your host, Laurie, and today I'm so excited. I have my friend Jamie Hayen here. Jamie, you guys are going to love her energy. She is a get on camera coach. And if you don't know what that is, this is going live, man. It's all about getting out there and being yourself, which is one of the reasons I think that I decided to start doing these podcasts on video. She is ready to help you create better videos in 30 days. And what is better video, you ask? Well, it is a video that attracts, connects, and converts like an irresistible client magnet. And I can tell you that it works because she attracted me that way, like a like a moth to a flame. Jamie, thank you so much and welcome. I'm so glad you're here with me today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here too. I like that. Like a moth to a flame. I like that a lot. I'm gonna have to use that.
You will definitely have to use that
I
because I
will.
think that's, your energy and, how you really encourage people and help people, to get out of that fear of being seen. It's amazing. And
Well, I think
go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, I think that fear, there's so many things that we fear, right? I'm deathly afraid of sharks. Everybody's got something that they're afraid of. But when you start talking about, a fear of going live and being on camera, there's so many different things that come into play.
Right.
There's so many different things that could be driving that fear. And everybody's unique and different. And so there's no one size fits all. I don't have a magic wand that all of a sudden I can just be like, okay, you're no longer afraid of going live. But I think I try to make it fun. I try to help educate you. I try to prepare you. We do a little bit of mindset work to try and figure out what may be going on there with the fear, but it is possible. It's so possible. And it's such an important skill to have if you're on social media.
Right. Well, absolutely. And it's very funny because lately when I do posts, I'm like, this is so boring. I'm so tired of just looking at pictures, reading stuff. I feel like, and I think that was one of the things when Threads came out this week, that I was like, I'm just excited to have conversations with people.
I'm addicted to Threads, and I think it's because it's so different for me. I'm the video person. I do videos, and there aren't videos on Threads, and so it's just refreshing. It's different. I think it's new, and everybody's jumping on because it's fun and playful, and honestly, we haven't ruined it yet. You know what I mean? Like it's
Exactly.
still fun. It's still pleasant.
Yes, it is. And, I got into a conversation with a friend of mine about how I've always called Twitter the devil's playground. Always. Because it is, and they got offended. And I was like, get over yourself, man. I'm like, it is a horrible place. Like, if you really want to have your energy sucked out of you, have bad energy attached to you, that was the place. And it was the place way before Elon, way before. And it was always the kind of stuff that came up in your feed. And it was always people arguing and people that hide behind usernames and things like that. And that, to me, it was one of those things that I just felt like when that purchase was made, I was like, good, I'm done. And I deleted it.
Yeah.
But I was okay getting on this because it was just an attachment to Instagram.
Yeah.
It's
easy.
So, I know, it was super easy. So, Jamie, I want you to talk about what it is that you do and how you make your magic.
How I make my magic. I kind of think of it like it's a superpower. Like I think one of my superpowers is that I can see somebody's video and I just instantly know the 2 or 3 things they need to do to make their videos better. I don't know where it comes from. Like I said, it's like a superpower. But what I do then is I've kind of reversed engineered that. I still do that work. If anybody listening to this or watching this wants me to watch one of their videos and give them a tip, let's do it. That's fun for me. But I've kind of re-engineered it and said, okay, then what are the components? Like, how do we get more comfortable and more confident on camera and in videos? And the best kind of analogy that I can give you is that think about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Your content, what you talk about is the ooey gooey, yummy, delicious center. It's the peanut butter and the jelly, right? But what if you didn't have any bread? That peanut butter and jelly, it would be all over you, right? Sticky, ooey gooey mess.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens with our videos. If we don't have structure, if we don't have a plan, if we don't have a flow, if we don't have an order, we just all over every which way, right? And that is hard for people to consume when you're going every which way.
It sounds like my podcast when I do them by myself.
There's always a place for it. Listen,
There's an
I
ooey gooey mess of me just rambling on about some topic. Um, Even if I put together a little, hey, these are your 5 points you want to talk about, I still, my brain just exits off to the left and then says, oh, hey, here I come.
You
You
should
know,
do that. I think this is so many people will say, I just get off on tangents. And I don't want to
yeah,
get off on tangents. Tangents are powerful. Don't embrace those tangents. Don't stop them. But the think of it like this. It's like a tangent is a pit stop. So, if you're going on a road trip, you got to take stops. You got to get gas. You got to go to the bathroom. You need a snack, whatever else it is. But you're looking for the pit stop places that are like right off the interstate. You don't want to go on a road trip, get down there, and then have a sign that says gas station 30 miles that way. You don't want to go so far on
right,
a tangent that you
right,
lose people, right? You want
right,
off and on. So tangents are great. Just remember what your purpose is and get right back on track.
right.
Don't stop your tangents. People love you for your tangents.
You know what's so funny? When you said, excuse me, when you said the word tangent, it made me think about, when people go off on tangents, people are afraid of their tangents
Yeah.
because they are their opinions and they are what their beliefs, they're what they believe. And tangents make us feel like we shouldn't be saying what we believe in and what we talk about. I have been practicing recently my conversation skills on why I have certain beliefs and why I believe certain things. And especially in the political world, because a lot of times people just want to argue about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's been so refreshing to have these conversations with people
Oh,
who don't
yeah.
think like I do, but to not be just a, oh, you're blocked kind of thing. It's more of a, let's talk about this. Let's have some dialogue around it and say, you tell me what you think and I'm going to tell you what I think,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And I
It's
think that's that word tangent. And I think no matter who it is that says it or talks about it, they we have a negative connotation to going off on a tangent.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with a tangent. They're powerful.
Mm.
When I think about what you just described, I think about getting on my soapbox. Right, that's when it gets preachery. But I don't
Right.
think that's what a tangent is. A tangent, and I think especially when you are in a community of people, it's like I love to explore different perspectives. I love to think about somebody who thinks different than me. Let's have a conversation around it. There's beauty in that, as long as both parties are coming to it not to win or not to be right, but to explore and be like, I'm curious, I really want to know what you think about. It's
Yeah.
awesome stuff.
Right.
It's funny. Last night my husband, at the end of the day, my husband said, hey, I heard your last call or whatever else it was, and I think you're just going too far with it. And I said, going too far with what? And he's like, you need to be more neutral. And I was like, I completely disagree. Neutral isn't going to get it done, isn't going to help you stand out. And I think the fear, going back to fear, is that we fear that if I speak my truth, if I share my opinion, if I go too far, then I'm going to upset somebody or I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings or I'm going to gasp, lose a follower. But the reality
Yeah.
is we're all like magnets. And we started this in the introduction. You talked about being an irresistible client magnet. When you are a magnet does two things. It attracts and it repels, right? If you put two magnets
Yes.
together, they repel. That's part of the process. You want to find your perfect people, the people you want to surround yourself with that love you for exactly what you share when you speak your truth. And you got to stop worrying
Yes.
about the people who you repel because you want to repel them. They're not your people.
It's like what, you know, I've talked about with people in my groups. I'm like, you aren't for everyone.
Right.
And furthermore, do you want to have to serve everyone?
Oh, it'd
In
be
the grand
exhausting.
scheme, now when you're trying to get your first clients or whatever it is, in the grand scheme of life, do you really want to have to serve all of these people? Because all of these people are not your people.
And anybody who's had a client that they've taken on, that there was probably a flag somewhere, but you went, no, I need the money. And you took that client on. And after about the second or third session, you were like, oh,
Right.
it's not a right fit and it's going to be exhausting to continue. So, I
Yes.
always tell my clients, lean into the repel part. You want them to decide, you know what, she's not for me. It's
Lean into
okay.
the no, because you never know who is going to show up and say, "Hey, you know who would you would get along with really well? They're not my cup of tea, but you might love them." You don't ever know who that might, it's that word of mouth thing. And I think, when we were talking pre-recording about marketing and about the social media marketing, and I'm just sick to death of it, because I started thinking about how I even became connected to you,
Yeah.
in that it was by word of mouth. It was still by word of mouth. It was somebody that I had met in another group who we knew that we were similar, because we were very intuitive and very aware of energy. And, it's a word of mouth thing. And that's kind of, I think, the movement that we need to make. And I think that's also why you tend, one of the first things I did when I joined Threads was, where's all my energy people?
Yeah.
Where are my people? I want to find my people, the people that I want to follow you. If you talk about certain things, I want to follow you.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to curate it in a very different way than I had Instagram or
So
anything
smart.
else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once saw somebody speak. It was actually George Takai of all people at a conference. And this was when Facebook was first coming out. And he made again, here we are. He got up on a soapbox and he made a startling statement. And I'm sure he repelled people in that auditorium. But for a lot of people, there was an immediate attraction. And he said, you don't have a Facebook issue, you have a friend issue. You have curated all the wrong friends. And what you're seeing in your feed is because you've pulled these people together. So if you don't like what you're seeing, you need to do some cleaning of house. And that really stood out to
That's
me.
good.
And so I love what you said about Threads. It's a fresh approach to be like, I want to fill my feed with all of the positive things I want to see.
Right.
That's it.
Right. All right, Jamie, as I want you to talk about, because I participated in your free group for a month, and now I'm in your paid group. I want you to
Yeah.
talk about both of those groups, both of those options.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I would say
Tell me
this.
about those.
It's the perfect time to join my Facebook group, which is called Get on Camera. There's some other words after that, but it's easy to remember Get on Camera. And I have a free challenge at the end of this month, and that's the Go Life Challenge. I think you've done the Go Life Challenge with me, right?
I did. The
I,
first month
the
I did,
very
and I
yeah,
really liked it, because I like having somebody to hold me accountable for doing something.
yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, I know we're running short on time, so I will
No,
just say the challenge is completely free. It's 5 days. It's less than 30 minutes every day. I try to keep the videos to 10 minutes or less. You are going to learn a process to use to go live. A quick and easy model that you can do anytime. They are a lot of fun. It is a great community. It's a safe place. And so I would just encourage everybody, if you don't want to do the challenge, you can still come join the group. It's all free. And then, like you said, I have a paid membership, which is called the Go Live League. And that is where we just go deeper into content. It's all about every single month, every 30 days, how do you get better and better and better at doing this, at going live and being on video?
I have found it to be very, very interesting, just because there are things that I have never thought about in doing this. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm still like, after that Go Live Challenge month, which was about 2 months ago, I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
I do it once a quarter. So yeah, it was a
I'm
quarter ago.
still,
Yeah.
I'm still not doing, yeah, I'm still not doing that as much as I want to. And a lot of it is because I do work from home
Yeah.
50% of the time. I don't get dressed, and I don't feel like I am able to get on camera. And or I feel like I may not have something to talk about. So I love having these challenges, but I also like being able to learn about other things, and it really helps you get into that mindset work
Yeah.
around why you're so afraid to be seen,
Yeah.
you know.
And I would tell anybody that is heard you just say that and was like, I'm the same. Okay, I have no makeup on. Look at my hair. Like this is me, and I show up like this. And I will tell you that you will see people in this challenge who will show
Mhm.
up in their PJs, in their bathrobes, because it's a safe place. It's not
Right.
you're not in front of your audience. You're in front of my audience, and everybody in there is all focused on one thing, and that is I got to get better at this thing. I got to get better at this guy.
Right. And it's truly relieving to be able to do this in this private group where,
Yeah.
you can come on and just talk about stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still working towards, I've got in my head what I want to do next week, about going live as soon as my new coloring book arrives. I'm going to go live. So,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you can talk about and do. But I think, from a marketing perspective, like what you said, being your true authentic self, showing up however it
Whatever.
is,
Whatever. Yeah.
um, is truly the most authentic thing that you could possibly do. And you're going to find your people and attract your people to your flame. Not, not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody is going to want to listen to you. They're going to click on by. And that's fine because they're not
Okay.
your people.
Yep. Or it's not the right timing. It's just not meant to be. Trust the
Right.
universe, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Jamie, thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome.
I
Thanks for
have had so
having
much
me.
fun with you, and I appreciate you joining me because I think what you're doing is so important for all creators, um, creators, coaches, whatever it is that you do. It is so important to be seen, um, and to be heard
Well,
because you never know where you're going to find. Like I said, um, if Beth hadn't told me about what you were doing, I would have not been, wouldn't have met you. It's so great to have that word of mouth. And this is how I want to share my friends with my listeners.
I love that so much. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, I appreciate you coming and stay tuned. More Speak Your Truth is coming at you. We'll see you next time.